Alexa, turn on Showtime.
Okay.
There we go. Took a second. The lights all went down. Cheryl, good evening to you. First checking in. Therese Hare is on Instagram. Susan is in the house. Let me get the tweet. One more tweet sent out, and then we're good to go. All right, there we go. Heather, hello, hello, hello from Canada. That's right. We'll be in Toronto on Friday and Saturday, so I'll be there Saturday and up in Toronto. So that's kind of fun. Hopefully you're joining us there. I hope. Right, that's the deal. Instagram, good evening to you. YouTube, good evening to you. Margie's here. Shannon's here from Denver. Very fun. Maryland, Kim is checking in. Newfoundland, Roxanne's checking in. Very, very cool. See, I'm a little challenged on geography north of Michigan, so that'll be kind of interesting. Carol checking in. Good evening to you. Let's see. Heather's from Philadelphia checking in. Joyce is here. Jennifer says, I'm here for now. Good evening to you. Joan, hello from Evergreen, Colorado. Susan checking in from California. Holy moly, I never made a live video. XOXO Emily. Emily, good evening. You made it. Very, very fun. Good evening to you. Let's see, who else? Ohio, Lacey's checking in. Colorado Springs, Pam is checking in. Wendy's here. Good evening to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Peg checking in from Paoli. Good evening to you. Lee is here. Woohoo! Been a while since we've seen Lee. Glenda's checking in from Texas. Brenda from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Good evening. Let's see who else is here. All kinds of good stuff. Let me clear some of these alerts here. Long Island, New York. Lori's here. Janice down in Bloomington. Good evening to you. Ginny, first time here. Started listening to a podcast this weekend. Very nice. We ring a bell. If you're the first time here, we do ring a bell. Carrie sent us the bell. I don't know if Carrie has joined us yet or not, but we do ring a bell. So very, very fun. Dina's here. Good evening. Lee is here. Gotcha. Beth, hello. Let's see. Katie says the Wingmen have been getting me through a rough go of things lately, so thankful for them. So very cool. I agree with that. Robin, upstate New York. Good evening to you. Mary Lou is here. Therese back on Facebook, right where you belong. Yep. Christine checking in from California. Very good evening to you. Hey, so tonight, I got word late this afternoon about a schedule change at work. So I need to be out of the house tomorrow morning around 5:30 or so. So I don't want to be here long. So I don't have a show prepared. I just want to kind of just check in with you, see what you need, and say hello. So that's kind of the deal tonight. So let me know what it is you want to chat about, what's going on. We'll do that for about an hour or so, and then I'm off to bed so that I can really get to a meeting early in the morning. I have a meeting first thing in the morning, and then I have a meeting mid-afternoon, and of course my Weight Watchers meeting all night. So tomorrow is just back to back to back, and it starts at 5 a.m. So, whew. So that's the deal for tomorrow. Chris, good evening to you. Let's see. Mom of 5 is from Cleveland. Good evening. Amy says, I picked the best times to check your phone. No, it happens on purpose, I think. Yep, I think that's kind of how it works. Let's see. Gail checking in from Washington State. Karen is here. Let's see. I think I got a bunch of that. Yeah. Jennifer says, another beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. Good evening. Diane, good evening to you. Very, very fun. Marilyn, Nancy's checking in. Good evening to you. Yeah, Lisa, me too. It's still, I mean, there's still a hope that, my hopeful is that by July 1st that my commute is done. So that'll be kind of very, very fun. Been a long, it's only been a couple months, but man, it's been a long commute. Let's just leave it at that. So yeah, that should all come to an end hopefully by July. That's kind of my fingers crossed, a little hopeful. Let's see. Peg says, what are a couple of your favorite quotes that I could write down and keep in front of me? I think probably the biggest one, Peg, is that I like to say that if quitting just gets you a new start date. That's all it does. So the reason you joined, the reason I joined, the reason most of us joined, we have a reason why we do it. there is something going on in our life. We're either not happy, we want to make a difference, we want to make a change. All of that happens. Your why is the power that gets you to walk through the door for the very first time. And you may not recognize it as such initially, but the reason you walk through the door, the reason you pull out your credit card, the reason you sign up online, the reason you first embark on this journey is your why. You know, there's a couple different ways we try and get you to try and uncover it. One of them is with this. It's the power of the pen. You got to write it down. And so as you write down your why, it brings tears. You understand why you're doing it. But the reason that's important is because if you know why you're doing it, you can balance that why against every decision you make throughout the course of the day. Do I want to have this for lunch, or do I want to solve my why? So the reason that I say one of my favorite quotes is all quitting does is give you a new start date is if you don't solve the reason that you joined, whatever that reason is, if you don't put that to rest, if you don't solve that, if you don't eliminate that, and you work successfully for a little while, and you don't really solve it, you just make progress towards it, and then you decide that you're going to quit the program for whatever reason. Either you quit because you got it, you quit because it's too expensive, you quit because it's not working, you quit for a whole myriad of reasons that people end up no longer continuing to make the effort. Then what happens is they haven't really solved the why. And then slowly but surely, their life gets back to the point, and all of a sudden now, their why comes right back, hits them in the face, and boom, they end up rejoining. In my case, and in a lot of cases, you end up rejoining at a much higher start weight. So I believe all quitting does is get you a new start date, and so I just say don't ever quit. You don't have to be perfect on the plan. You just have to set attendance goals and go after it. So that's probably the one that I can think of the most off the top of my head. If another one comes to me, I'll throw it out there. Christine's here. Paula from Lafayette, Louisiana is here. Good evening to you. Kathy's sitting in a doctor's office waiting and listening. Very fun. Very fun. Betty is here. Colette checking in from Long Island. Good evening. Charlotte's here. Good evening to you, Charlotte. Christine, hello everyone from the East Coast. Very fun. Kristen says, let myself off the plan for weeks, recommitting with weigh in tomorrow and refocus. I want to succeed. It's time to write my why. Yeah, you know, I agree. And, you know, it's so much easier said than done, but you truly have to grab a pen. You have to write it down. And as you start writing it out, just keep going and going and going until you're just exhausted. You've used all the words. It doesn't have to make any sense. And so just let it out with the pen. It's so much easier and so powerful. So you can do it. Jennifer's wearing your Fat Dag shirt today. Very nice. Sue, checking in from Minnesota. Good evening to you. Charlotte's very cool. You and Lee went to the gym, went into the gym. Very nice. Very, very fun. Michelle, you know, hang on. There we go. Sorry. Michelle said everything is backwards tonight. So I fixed it, I think. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. I'm trying to get back to where I was here. Scrolling through. Sorry, it's going to take me a second. There we go. Hello, Mandy. Good evening to you. Dawn is here. Pam checking in from Valparaiso. Krista is checking in from Arizona, formerly from Indy. Very nice. Let's see. Bloomington, thanks you. I didn't do anything. Thank you, Bloomington. Let's see. Prepping Carol says, prepping for lunch tomorrow while listening. Very nice. Very, very fun. That's the way to do it. If you make a plan, you can do it. It's that easy. Stick to it. Kimberly says, commutes are hard. I drove 82 miles a day, 5 days a week for 5 years to and from work. A year ago, I left the job because he couldn't do it anymore, and this is through LA traffic. Yeah. So, you know, it'd be one thing if I signed up for it, if I knew ahead of time. This just kind of came at me completely unknown. So it was much needed. I agreed to it. I accepted it, but it was not, you know, what I originally signed up for. So it's a longer commute than I would have wanted. And so hopefully by the end of June, it should go back to normal. That's the plan. Yeah. Key West, Florida, Joanne checking in. Denise is here from north of Toronto. Are you coming in, Denise, on Saturday for the run in Toronto? hopefully. I'm going to send an email out tomorrow to all of you who've registered for the Toronto race, and then after that is Denver. Got a call tomorrow to solidify some Denver stuff, so very fun. LaDonna says, Tara and I have been sharing our whys every day to help maintain our daily focus. Yep. And sharing them is important. I believe one step further is actually there are maybe things that you don't want to share, and that's completely okay, because they may be something that you're just not ready to share yet. So that's why sharing them with a piece of paper and your pen is very, very powerful. Terry checking in from Kansas City. Brenda's checking in from Austin, Texas. Jennifer's here. Got you. Mandy says, I know you don't like the struggle, but I am struggling. So, you can call it whatever you like, right? I mean, I think we all agree that the terms are probably interchangeable. I particularly don't like the word struggle, because I don't believe that it is. To me, it's a struggle. There are days when I'm super duper focused. There are days when I'm not at all focused. But I think struggling to me gives me that permission to not try or struggle to me makes it sound like I'm trying my best and I'm not getting the right results. And in some cases, the days that I don't do well, it's not that I'm trying my best, it's that I've intentionally made decisions that the question I ask you all the time is does this align with my goal or not? And I always say, are you okay with that? So one of the things I say is, if for dinner tonight we're going to have a big dinner, and the dinner comes, I'm like, does this align with my goal or not? Tonight, yes, it did. A couple nights ago, no, it didn't. And are you okay with it? Yes, I was fine with it. And so you have to be right about 80 to 90% of the time. The days that you're not right, it's not that big of a deal. But to me, the struggle would be is that I was doing everything right. I was tracking everything perfectly. I was about 100% on plan and not getting the results. So it's just a word choice that I use. I like to feel more empowered. I like to feel more in control. I like to feel more like I got this. So I'm not going to say I'm struggling. I'm going to say that I'm intentionally not doing well. Slightly different. I'm owning it. Gail says attendance goals are key. You learned that from me. Thank you. Anna Marie from Pennsylvania. Elise from Wheaton. Good evening. Lake Elsinore, California. Renee is here. Rebecca's here. Very nice. Western Pennsylvania. Patricia's here. Leah's still killing it. 30,162 consecutive days. Very nice. Karen, good evening to you. Linda, good evening. Yay. Marcia's, I got that. Colette is here. Jacob said, I've been struggling a lot lately. Need to right the ship. So I think this is going to be a well-documented phase of this journey. When I hit my goal, I hit it at, I forget now, 178 pounds, I think is where I hit my goal. And then I creeped up to 185, very happy, very comfortable. I believe from 178 to 185 was a much needed adjustment. I think most of that gain was muscle. From 185 to 195 was a comfortable range that I was willing to live in that range, knowing that 185 was probably pretty lean, pretty muscular. 195 is 10 pounds evenly distributed of pizza. And then, so from 195 to now 205 is just me not working the plan. So there is still some more muscle gain. So I may get back down to the 185 range and then understand that really 187, 188 is now ideal because I've continued to strength train this entire time. I mean, I can feel my muscles there. I mean, they, not to be weird, but they feel different than they ever used to. So I know I'm more muscular now than I was a year ago. It's very, very cool. So I don't know what the true number is. So I don't know where that goes. So to me, to say I need to get back to 178 and try and beat that mental game of having to get back to 178 is not going to be possible. I don't believe it's to be true. So I'm living a very happy balance of I'm enjoying my family, I'm enjoying hanging out online, and I'm enjoying some social engagements that I may not have enjoyed previously. So I don't consider that a struggle, but I know clearly what I'm doing. I do see the data. It clearly is in a direction that's okay, but not great. And I have the confidence to know that I can push it back the other direction. I'm hoping, and hope is not a plan, but one of my hopes is that this commute thing that's been kind of, mentally beating me down a little bit will resolve itself soon, and then we'll be back home. It's one of the interesting things is, so I haven't really shared this part of it, but I from 1997 is my first memory of being overweight. 2001, I went into recruiting. 97 to 2001, I was a little overweight. 2001 on, it was a bulk of my weight gain, and that was, not entirely, but I will put a little bit of blame on the actual career. A lot of food through the drive-through, a lot of late nights, a lot of skipped meals. Just the job demands I didn't balance properly, and nor did I care at the time. So now, once I fixed everything, and then get placed back into that run-of-the-mill routine that led me to a lot of bad choices, that's what I'm going to equate the last 2 or 3 months to. So I'm really hoping by the time I have two options. One of them is to figure it out now, or the other is to ride the storm. And at the end of this month, the storm should be over, and then I can get back to that old routine. But there's a good chance that routine changes too, right? So it's just back at it. That's all it is. How do you pronounce it? Delia? Delia? Oh, come on. I wish I could know how to pronounce it. Delia. So I'm going to say Delia. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. And you'll find that weekends are very challenging. So I did this today, right? So weekends consist of, for a lot of us, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's 3 of the 7 days a week. If you're having a challenge over your weekend, then almost half of your week is challenging. And so you think about, there's a good chance if you're overdoing it on the weekends, that the amount you're overdoing it by isn't 1 to 2 to 3 points. It's probably double the points by the time the weekend take 3 days of your next weekend, track very, very well for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, add up Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, subtract out whatever your dailies were for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and see if you're double your point intake for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you are your double, which is probably for a lot of us, it's close to it. If you're challenging on the weekends and you're double your weekends, then really what you're doing is now you're really only on plan 1 to 2 days a week out of the full 7 days a week, and it's not going to work. So weekends are challenging, completely agree, or they can be challenging. So you have to start on Friday, say, what do I want Monday to look like? How do I want to feel when I wake up Monday morning? What feelings do I want? And then all weekend you have to go, do I want this, or do I want to feel great on Monday morning? Do I want this, or do I want to feel great on Monday morning? And it can be done. I believe that the success in this journey is you have to piece together 2 to 3 weekends consecutively before you can start moving the needle in the right direction. So you really have got to dig in on a weekend, at least 2 or 3 weekends in a row, 1 full month. If you can do that, then you may have some flexibility down the road. But that if you can't piece 2 or 3 weekends together in a row, you will probably significantly have challenges with weekends for a very, very long time. So you have to understand the weekends as just an extension of the work week in that regard, and move forward with it. So, James Smith, hello from Nebraska. Tomorrow is my 1-year Weight Watcher anniversary. Very nice. 41 pounds down, 7 to goal. Thanks for your inspiration. Very cool. I didn't do anything. 41 pounds down, significant. Great job. And 1 year. So 1 year ago, you decided not to quit. You decided to go after it. 41 pounds in a year is absolutely right on track. Congratulations. Man, it's awesome. Let's see. Alicia says, I was way too restrictive with mixing keto, and Weight Watchers had a few binge days this past week, but I'm not giving up. I'll be tracking points and staying at or below 100 net carbs per day now, which is much more doable. Yeah, so I don't have any experience with mixing plans. I equate it to following 2 different roadmaps. So, I don't have any recommendation in that realm. If it's working for you, always continue doing it. If it's not working for you, consider switching to one or the other. I'm a fan of Weight Watchers, clearly. But I'm not a fan of that being the only method out there. There are methods that work for every single person. You got to find the one that does work for you, to include maybe blending a couple. That's going to be something you're going to have to figure out. But But I do believe if you're trying to follow two different plans, you're going to have some challenges in figuring out which one wins when. Kathy's here. Good evening from Indiana. Napanee, Indiana. Hello. Julie is here. Marcia said, "Where'd you get this shirt?" I got it in the mail today. I was hoping that she would pop in tonight, and then I'll share some more information. But Debbie sent it in. I think, if you want to say struggle, you can say struggle. You can call it a challenge. I'm not gonna tell you which words that you want to use. I just find that for me, I like to use positive words and saying, struggle to me is on the downward side of success. Challenge is on the upward side of success. So struggling is like I'm failing, and I'm struggling, and at any moment I'm going to let go. It's hard to recover from a struggle, but you can always bust through a challenge. So to me, struggle sounds like it's on the tail end of losing. So that's all. That's just a word choice. Billy, good evening to you, sir. Good to see you last week. Karen is here. Good evening. Charlotte said, I drive 800 miles a week over 5 days for work. Yeah, so, I can't do it. If it's something I signed up for initially, sure, but it changed in the middle of my work. So it was just an unexpected drive. And then there's some other challenges that, not for Facebook, but other challenges that just make it a long, long day. Let's see. Jamie says, headed to Portugal next week, having anxiety missing my 2 meetings, but I've got someone who's going to FaceTime me in. I'm packing my snacks and plan to stay active with lots of walking, and I'm packing my scale for daily accountability. There you go. You have a plan. Having the plan is way more fun. So way to do it. Obviously, download the app if you don't have the Wise Advice app. Download 4 or 5 episodes to just listen to, because once you download them in the US, you can listen to them in Portugal without using any data because it's already stored on your phone. So very fun. Denise says, would love to take you and your family out to dinner when you're here in Toronto. So, I appreciate the offer. We're going to play it by ear. This is our opportunity for the 3 of us to kind of get away for a little bit. So right now, the plan really is to show up Saturday morning, do the 5K, hang around for a little bit, and then just kind of go sightseeing. So no real plans. I'm not agreeing to anything, and I'm not saying no to anything. We're just kind of get there and just stay open to it. I have a couple requests like that, so it's going to be difficult for us to go, hey, what are we doing after? So we're really just going to play it by ear. I found out yesterday the hotel I'm staying at is like 40 minutes west, 45 minutes, or not west, 45 minutes away. I don't even know which direction because I'm geographically challenged north of Michigan. So it sounds like our hotel is like 45 minutes away from the start-finish line. So wherever that is, I don't even know the name of the town. I don't even know how you guys do your towns. We may not even make it. We may just get completely lost. We're not going to do it, but yeah. Christine, no, this is a one of a kind. I just got it in the mail today. It came in as a medium. I put it on and it fits. Woohoo! Hey, Mandy, can you say that again? Mandy says you're right. I want you to type that again. Teasing with you. Mandy and I had a great opportunity to hang out while we were in Tulsa. Her and Mike, just super duper awesome. So let's see. Angie says, I'm busting through a challenge right now. Been plateauing for over a month, trying to change things up. I can break through this challenge. Exactly. Yep. I believe there is such a thing as a plateau, but I think 90% of us are not on it. I think most of our plateaus are self-induced and not solid effort, for lack of a better term. Let's see. Hildy says there is no such thing as I can't. Nancy says bumps in the road on a journey for me. Focus one meal at a time. Exactly. Jamie says I can and I will. I'm uber focused. Yeah, Robin says love that. Being right 80 to 90% of the time is so reasonable. You can't be right 100% of the time. You just can't. And so really you got to find somewhere between 80 and 90% is your sweet spot. I figured out now that, I've maintained the weight that I'm at now for the past 2 or 3 months. And I've realized that that's probably about a 75 to 80% effort, maybe not even close to 80. It's probably 60 to 75% effort is what I'm able to maintain with. And so if I want to get back into, dropping another 10 pounds or so, then I got to bump it up to 80 to 90%. And then it just becomes a timetable at that point. So, but being 100%, it's not going to happen. So I don't even work for it. Yep. There we go. Angie's good. Yeah, Charlotte, I like that. Charlotte says she brought a small grease board to keep in the car to write self messages daily. So I saw it. It's actually very, very cool. Krista says word choice is important. I completely agree. Nora checking in from Columbia, South Carolina. Good evening to you. Christy is here. Finally get to see a live show. So Christy, tonight's a little different than normal. Tonight is we're just hanging out. So nothing significant. I got probably spent about another 30 minutes or so here. And then I got to be up early tomorrow morning for a long drive over to a different meeting. So won't have time to do post on the show. So I figured, well, we just come in and just check in, see how you're doing. Lee says, I say make mostly plan-friendly choices. One day, one choice, one meal, one bite does not define your week. Completely agree. Ellen says, intentionally not doing well today. I'm intentionally doing well. Not every day. I crept up 7 pounds, still at goal, yet I'm not happy about it. Yeah, so that, that internal happiness is what you're after. And the happiness for me comes in a couple different ways. And when I was losing weight, I was so focused on losing weight that was the only thing I was doing. And there were other areas of my life that probably needed better balance. Now I'm trying to incorporate all those back into one. I'm going to be doing this for life. So I can't stay that hyper focused for the rest of my life on strictly. I'm not going to be cutting M&Ms in half for the next 50 years. So at some point I need to figure out how to incorporate that into a bigger balance. And that's kind of where I'm at now. The job change threw all that for a little bit of a loop. I'm excited to get back to a new routine. So that'll help significantly as well. Robin says, love how honest you are. Yeah, it's the only way I know. Ellen said, no, so not for sale that I know of. Paula, on the struggle bus as well, working the plan, water aerobics daily, and not seeing any progress on the scale. I'm enjoying the water aerobics, but want to see the progress on the scale. So progress on the scale comes from in the kitchen, really. Exercise is great. Exercise is fantastic for the brain. Exercise is truly, truly, truly great for your body, great for your muscles, but you can still overeat while you're exercising. You can still eat the wrong food while exercising. So if you're not happy with your scale results and you believe there's room on the scale to make adjustments, then tracking and sticking to your points is where that progress happens. You've heard the expression, you can't outrun a bad diet, right? You can't outrun your fork, whatever those mean. Think about your water aerobic class is a great activity, but I want you to think about when you're done your water aerobics, if you're there for an hour, let's just say, I'm not sure how long your class is, but if you're there for an hour, my guess is that's 5 fit points that you would earn for a water aerobics class. I'll have to look it up in a little bit, but those 5 fit points could very easily be a Starbucks coffee. The wrong latte, double grande, chocolate chip frappuccino, whatever it is, that's way more than 5 points. So you leave the gym from water aerobics, you grab one Starbucks coffee, and then you've actually gone backwards in your weight loss goal. So you're trying to lose weight, you exercised, and then you still overate by drinking one Starbucks, and it could be it could be a pastry, it could be a candy bar, it could be one tiny little thing. Water or not any sort of exercise. You're not getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fit points a day. You're getting dozens at the most. So, and in most cases, you're getting single digits for a day. So that's something to be mindful of. Ellen, yes, for most of us, you have to pay if you go more than 2 pounds from your goal. I understand that side of it. That's where, you've heard me say before, if you're working to satisfy a program, there's a whole different mindset to it. I don't understand their mind. I mean, at some point they're a business and they have to understand the business side of it, and so they have to have some hard wickets. But if you're checking in with your doc regularly, check in with your doc and find out what you and your doc agree on. If you're healthy and you're happy and you're well balanced and your doctor agrees, use that and move on. Get the stress out of this. Pam says, I am totally committed in following the plan, but with weight loss is so slow, with 20 pounds to goal, lost 70 so far, awesome. Under tremendous stress in my life, past couple months, can I blame that on slow weight loss? I think losing 70 pounds, regardless of the time period, is fantastic, and I would take the time period completely out of it and just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you did to lose 70 pounds, perfect. Do more of that. Seriously. Nothing more. Don't put a timeline on it. Don't put a limit on it. Just do what the things you did to lose 70 pounds. Period. Let's see. Karen says, any tips for planning for summer weekends away when there's an abundance of food and beverages? The 0-point list is your friend. Water is your friend. Planning ahead is your friend. Doing your best is your friend. If your summer is going to be a cookout every single weekend, you have to really get serious about making a plan. If your cookout is if your summer is an occasional cookout, you don't have to be as serious about making a plan. So really, you need to look at your entire summer and say, is this the only cookout we're going to have all summer? If it is, enjoy it. Go, track it, move on. If you're having a cookout, every single weekend, then at some point you need to start bringing some grilled chickens, bringing some corn on the cob, and saying no to the sausage, saying no to the hamburgers, But you're going to have to figure out what works best for you in that environment. But the good news is that it can be done. Michelle, very nice. 75.6 released tonight at weigh-in. Very, very cool. 35 to goal. Got it. Let's see. Jamie says, hi, Mike. Watching with LaDonna. Good evening. Down 27.8 since I started the modified keto I told you about. 5 weeks, feeling great, and still not too tall to model. Very nice. Very fun. Very, very fun. 6'8", 6'8", right? Isn't that what it is? Let's see. All right. Lee checking in from Arkansas. Very nice. Went to the gym. I saw that. Amanda, thank you. Down 50 pounds. Hit ideal BMI. Congratulations. Keto is my modified keto. Got it. The I includes fruit. Got it. Very cool. Let's see. Linda, checking in from the Space Coast of Florida, released 55.6 from my highest, 30 to go. Very cool. Been to the Space Coast in Florida many times. I love it there. We get over to Cocoa Beach in Melbourne area a couple times a year. I wouldn't say a couple times a year. We go over there fairly often. Not often enough. Judy checking in from Detroit. Very nice. Let's see. There you go. Ellen's back. Yay. Let's see what this says. Sue says, I'm about 6 weeks into lifetime. I stayed very focused during the 6 weeks on maintenance. I'm having a harder time staying focused now that I no longer have a goal to focus on. Any suggestion on how to keep the focus? So my number one suggestion is that's why you got to write down. You got to celebrate your non-scale victories now. When you put on a shirt that you've never worn before, you got to celebrate that. When you walk up a flight of stairs and you recognize that, hey, I'm not out of breath getting here. When you go for a longer run than before, when your run time is quicker, when your exercise activity is longer, those little things pop up that you have to internally celebrate and find ways to stay motivated in that lane. Because you're right, you're in 2 years into it, everything changes. At this point for me, I'm 2 years into this journey. I think I've seen every single person on the planet who's known me that knew that I was overweight. So I will not ever, I don't believe I'll ever run into someone else again that's going to say, oh my God, Mike, you look great. How'd you do it? At this point, everyone I run into has already said that to me. So that side of this journey is completely gone. So I need to now focus on, oh my God, Mike, you feel great internally. And I need to find ways to remember that, and writing it down certainly helps. Yep. Keep going to the meetings for sure. Yeah, Alicia says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford quote. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Jamie says, you always have a goal. It's a new lifestyle, not a diet. That is the goal. Marilyn, staying focused. Very nice. Shannon, checking in from Texas. Is your nape square or round? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Talk about your shirt. So no, Debbie sent this in. I got it in the mail today as a size medium, and about 10 minutes before I was doing the show, I was still in my uniform because I came home from work and didn't change out of my uniform. And so rather than running upstairs, I said, well, I'll throw this on. So very fun. Yep. Let's see. Scrolling through. Yeah, Karen summed it very well to Sue. She says, I'm at Lifetime. I work every day as another day of the Weight Watcher journey. That's exactly it. There you go. Claudia says, my why was my game changer. It's the missing piece of your Weight Watcher journey. Very cool. Jody from Westport, Massachusetts. Hope all the Weight Watcher bros had a great Father's Day. We sure did here. So for those of you who follow along closely, you know I carry way too many cell phones. On a daily basis, I have 3 cell phones. It's crazy. One of them, only a couple people on the planet have the number 2. And so that is awesome. So if I need a day off, then I carry that phone. So that's what we did all weekend. The other 2 phones stayed home, and we just enjoyed our time out. So it was really kind of like getting a day off. It was kind of fun. Diane, good evening to you. Says, I appreciate you checking in, especially since your schedule's so busy. I'm really planning on really soon getting back into that new routine. So that'll be fun. Terry from Vero Beach, good evening to you. Sue says, I follow the plan, but not laser focused like I was. My daughter is getting married 2 months from today. I'm going to enjoy every part of this. That includes eating things that I haven't in 11 months. So here's a great comment, Sue. And so that is a piece of balance that we need to focus on. And here's where I want to kind of dive into that for a second, because if you are, whether you're on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, right? If there are things that you are craving, that you say, I want to have this, and as soon as I get to goal, I will have this again. Let's say a great example would be pizza, right? Let's say you switch to cauliflower pizza, and your brain is saying, as soon as I get to goal, I'm going to have regular pizza again. If you're saying things like that, as soon as I get to goal, I'll put creamer back in my coffee. As soon as I get to goal, I will, order white bread. As soon as I get to goal, I will add butter to my corn. If you're saying things like that, then what you need to do is you need to do that now and figure out how to work that into your lifestyle. And because this isn't a diet, we've talked about that before. So if you're saying things like, as soon as I get to my goal, I'm going to, or I haven't had this in 11 months and I can't wait to have this, then what you need to do is have it now. And then track it, understand what it does to your journey, and then now make a plan for the next time you want to have it. It's all about making plans. It's all about making deliberate choices. And I don't believe there's anything that's truly off limits here. And but kind of a good example that I said the other night would be, if you're a cheeseburger and French fry kind of person, and you want to have cheeseburger and French fry, a way to maybe work on the plan would be cheeseburger and corn tonight. Tomorrow would be chicken and French fries. You still get to have everything you're looking for, but you're staying on plan and doing it systematically. So just a thought there. Christy said those dang job changes can throw for curveballs. Just got to go tracking, and whatever goes in your mouth gets counted. My job removed my job and put me on third and every weekend. Now, not walking and going every day, so needed to relook at everything. Yeah. So when life just completely changes, you just have to really just change back with it. Exactly. Jocelyn says, hi, Fat Dad, checking in for my first time at a conference in Minnesota. Glad to see and hear from you when I'm on the road. Getting up for the 5 a.m. club tomorrow. Very nice. I will be up with you tomorrow morning. That's for sure. Very fun. Yeah, Renee said, I had a ham sandwich with cheese from Vaughn's with real mayonnaise. Perfect. Track it and move on. Scrolling through. Alicia, that is the clothes dryer drying that you can hear. See, I try and tell my wife these things. I try, we joke about when I do the show, and I said, this microphone picks up everything. And so, yeah, so the fact that you're able to hear the clothes dryer running proves that this microphone picks up everything. That's too funny. Let's see. Ellen says, true Mike to overdoing Father's Day with my hubby and I both are on plan. Track and enjoy the day with our son. We've been having too much fun this summer, so it rained in on Father's Day and you still enjoyed it. Very nice. Very fun. Yeah, I know, Claudia, I know right where Vero Beach is. Yeah, I've been there a couple times for sure. So next time we're in that area, maybe, right? Who knows? Let's see. Angie down 53.6 pounds in a year, 37 pounds to my Weight Watcher goal, but you will know when you hit it. Yeah, you absolutely will. Yeah, you absolutely will. Joan says, have to spend the weekend with my daughter and her small kids. They don't eat the foods that I eat, so I guess I'll have to pack food for the whole weekend. It can be done. It can be done. So Jane, no, a couple people have asked me that. So I've said this before. I never really ever wanted to get into the T-shirt business. Logistically, it's just such a nightmare on this end, in a good way, but it just ends up being a little bit of a nightmare. So I kind of did it for a little bit, but a lot of you have been asking, so I think I'm probably going to have to put a reorder in because I know there's a lot of folks in San Francisco and the Washington, D.C. area when we do our tour that you're going to want them. So I should probably put them back on the site soon, is the answer to Jane. Look at this. Dina says, have my wellness check this weekend. My blood work was excellent. Great blood pressure. Doctor thrilled with your 142-pound total loss from your highest weight. 11 pounds away from a healthy BMI. Fantastic. Fantastic. Bev, you're here. Woo! So Pamela says, fun. Met with your new consultant today, and you realize that she will never have known you overweight. A new feeling for sure. That's kind of fun too, right? When you now meet new people. There was a period of time. So there's a period of time when you're losing weight, everyone knows, and then they comment on it. And then there's a period of time where you meet new people and they don't know, so you tell them. And now I'm at the stage where I meet new people, I don't even tell them, and they don't ask, and they never know unless they find me online. So I think that's kind of a third stage, and to me that's the best stage. Is now I'm just living my life and enjoying it. So now when I meet brand new people, I mean there was a period of time where I told everybody, if they didn't say, wow, you look great, I'm like, hang on, let me show you how great I look, and I would show them the picture. Now I don't do that. I don't share that part of it. If it comes up in conversation, I don't hide from it. If it comes up, it comes up. But I don't go out of my way to remind people that at one point I was severely overweight. So new phase 3, I would say. Jeff says, my new why is your amazing newborn son, Jack. That is a great why. You want to be around for him for sure. Let's see. Denny says, perfect family time and sightseeing in Toronto. Sounds like a great plan. It's going to be crazy busy around the 5K walk run. Yeah, I'll get an email out to everyone who showed up or who registered about that, because I know that 5K is going to be very, very, very busy. So the plan, like we did with the other ones, is is I'll be at the start line about an hour before, and then after the race, I'll stay, you know, until we're all kind of done and saying, yeah, okay, it's time to go. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan. Sarah says it was so wonderful meeting you last week, keeping my Y close by and getting to go soon. Yep, Sarah, very nice. Thanks for popping into the meeting. It was a quick trip. You guys were in and out of there like boom, boom, boom. But thanks for popping in for sure. Let's see. Scrolling through. Ooh, Linda's checking in. Steven's here. Let's see. Anna says, I eat what I feel like and track it. So there's one more step to that, though, Anna. So you eat what you want and you track it. And at some point, you have to have the accountability to, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Those are the kind of the 3 rules that I'm going to give you, is that eat what you want, absolutely. Track it, absolutely. But just because you're eating it and tracking it doesn't mean you're going to have the success. The third piece, which is the most important piece, is the Wayupsep. Wayupsep. I can't point backwards. Wayupsep. When you're out of points, stop eating points. That is the magic to the whole thing. Simply tracking doesn't do that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Janice has her clothes dryer. I can't hear your clothes dryer though, Janice. Funny. Rockford, Illinois. Colette is here. That's where Debbie's from too. Let's see. Donna says, "Bring back the shirts." Okay. I will. Yeah, or Wayupsep, or I mean, you know the deal, right? The hard part with the shirts is that I have to buy them up front, and that's the, when I order, I think I ordered like 50 of them, and it's $700-800 or something like that. I forget what the math is, but then I gotta go buy them and then hope that you guys want them. So I was never trying to be in the shirt business. So, and then you end up having all the random sizes. So yeah, it's fun. And then trying to do 4 or 5 different designs. It's just, I need to win the lottery, and then I'll just give you guys shirts. That'd be more fun. Mary was on Instagram over here, and the shirt says "Good Focus," but on Instagram it's backwards. So yeah, very fun. Mary's is Me 3 on the Wayupsep t-shirt idea. Yeah, so Ellen, it's not just the delegation. I mean, no, I mean it's that part of it, but it's the buying them up front piece that's not fun. There's, because I mean, realistically, every time I order, I should order at least 100 of them, because they go that quickly. So now I'm into it for $1,000 and sitting on $1,000 worth of shirts when that's the hard part. It's there are other places where you can do like on-demand shirt stuff, but the quality's terrible, and I don't want to do a crappy quality T-shirt. So, yeah. So, yeah, and then doing a pre-order certainly works too. Yep, I get that. So, we'll figure it out. Bev says, I've been stressed for the last week. Need to refocus, like right now. There you go. Refocus. Patty says, lifetime is hard. Been maintaining for almost 2 years. That's awesome. Anna says, I stopped eating points when you're out of points. You hear me in your head. Very nice. Alicia says, oh my God, all this time I didn't know what Wayupsep stood for. Now I know. When you're out of points, stop eating points. Wayupsep. You guys are funny. Yeah, so Jamie, the drop ship deal, honest to goodness, the other piece about that is I want to touch them before I ship them. I want to know what the quality's like. I don't want a crap T-shirt. So if there's a drop ship place that's going to send me a couple so I can touch them, feel them, and make sure they're decent, then perhaps. Yep. Yeah, Christine says I had to buy a shirt too big, didn't have my size, so needed one that will fit. Yep. Let's see. Gotcha. Cool. Claudia says my surgeon was so happy with my almost 52 pounds gone that I know my surgery went much better because of that. And yep, you hear me in your head. That's exactly it. That's very, very cool. Jennifer, you did not miss a thing. You're here right on time. Tonight I have to be up early in the morning, so we're just kind of hanging out. That's really the only plan for tonight. So, and at this point, getting ready to slowly start wrapping up. Nothing elaborate tonight, just kind of really just hanging out and setting a game plan. Getting ready to go to Toronto this weekend. That's kind of the fun. That's kind of the hype right now. Big meeting in the morning, and then I should have some job news later in the week. So that catches you all up. That's the deal there. Caitlin says packing for vacation. I have no clothes that fit. Positive with good focus. Very fun. Yeah, you're going to vacation. I saw on Facebook that zip lining thing that you're doing. No. If they ask for reservations, don't put me on that list. I'm out. I am not zip lining over Niagara Falls. No. Not doing it. Not done. Okay, so Ellen, talk about overdoing it on 0 points. Here is my my philosophy on overdoing it on 0 point food. So, great example: chicken breast, 0 points, right? We know a chicken breast is 0 points. If you were on Smart Points and you had dinner and you weighed out your chicken breast, you probably had you got an idea of how much that could be. Now, when freestyle rolls around, and we've been doing freestyle since December, right? But now that freestyle rolls around, is if you're now going to 3 and 4 chicken breasts, when you were on Smart Points and tracking it, you had 1, then you're probably eating too much chicken for 1. So somewhere between 1 and 400 chicken breasts is the answer for you. And so everyone's going to be different, and you need to now figure out where in your journey you can have, and that's why weighing in every week is so critical. Is you have 1 or 2, whether you track them or not, it's totally up to you. Certainly, these foods still have calories. They are still the foundation of a healthy diet. Obviously, we're encouraging you to move into that 0 point lane. But the reality is you can't have 7 chicken breasts for dinner and that be okay. So you got to figure out what number works best for you. A single chicken breast makes the most sense for most people, but because they're 0 points, some of us end up cutting a second one or cutting a half of one. If you're starting to overdo it in that sense, and the scale is not adjusting the way you want, then you need to figure that piece out and back down. So I also believe that the advantage of the 0 point list really is that you can add a 0 point item to every meal. So if you have your lunch set up, add something to it that's 0 point. Add an apple, add a banana, add lettuce or add beans or add seafood. Add something to your lunch that gives you a little more food, makes the meal a little bigger, but it's 0 points. But if you do that consistently, again, you check in weekly with your scale. Let the scale be the guide, and you'll figure out where to dial that back down. It's like everything else. If you're not tracking fairly accurately, then you can't say it's the 0 point foods that are doing it or overdoing it. If you're not tracking accurately, you're swinging through Starbucks on the way home, grabbing a large Frappuccino, and then having 2 chicken breasts. It's probably not the chicken that's the issue. It's probably the Frappuccino we didn't track that's the issue. So, and that's everybody's going to be different. You have to figure out where in your journey that makes the most sense for you. So that's the hardest part of this. If we put a little more control back into your lane as to you got to figure out what's working for you and what's not working for you and making it work. So very, very fun. So on that note, let me go ahead and wrap up. Truly, let's say I got an early appointment in the morning that I didn't know about this afternoon. So that just came into my inbox. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Hitting the road early, back to back meetings tomorrow up until about 8 p.m. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow night. So, yeah. Jamie says, carbs turn into sugar. Watch The Magic Pill on Netflix totally changed my journey. You know, I forgot to, when you mentioned that at dinner, I wrote it down. And it's funny, I actually saw that today. Somewhere in one of my notes, I saw The Magic Pill, and I couldn't remember why I wrote that down. So I'm glad you re-brought that back up. I need to go watch that for sure. So, all right. On that note, let's say goodnight. Really, really quick night here. We'll get 201 out soon, and we'll get rolling. But thank you for being here, Instagram. Appreciate all of your support. Have a great night. Wishing you, of course, good focus. Let's see. And then we'll do YouTube is next. Thank you again as well for being here. Busy week this week. We're going to get it done. We're going to see you up in Toronto. Looking forward to that piece. So good night to you. Thank you for being here and good focus.